factor with whiteboards. So once you guys factor that one on, these are all your last night's homework problems. Go ahead and factor with whiteboards now. So 1. Okay, so I'm going to factor this one pretty quick because you guys all got it. So V is split up into V times V and 1. Okay, so I had V and V, and then I think to myself, 2 and 12 make 24. Is 2 and 12 going to make 10? If we were subtracting, it would, right? But we're not subtracting. 3 times what is 24? 8. Does 3 and 8 make 10? No. 4 and 6. Does 4 and 6 make 10? Yes. 4 and 6, and we're going to have to 4x, and, sorry, it should be a v, and 6v would make 10v. That means both of these need to be positive in order to make that one positive. Now I run my fingers like this, and I say, okay, if this is positive, then that one's positive. If this one's positive, then this one's positive. See how I'm swinging it across to see which one goes positive? I'm only doing that because the next one you're going to have to do that as well. Okay, well, why don't we do this one? Factor that for me, please. Okay, everybody did really good. So S and 40, I'm going to start with 2 and 20. That's not going to get me anything. 3 doesn't work. 4 and 10, that doesn't get me anything. 5 and 8, well, the difference between 5 and 8 is 3, so I'm going to do that. It doesn't really matter which one comes first. All that matters is which one is negative, right? So I'm going to start with 8s and 5s. Which one's going to have to be negative in order for this one to be negative here? The bigger one. And this one's going to be positive. And then I run my marker here and say, okay, well, I'm not going to make that one negative, so I need to make that one negative. And this one's positive. Well, I'm not, that's already positive, so I need to make that one positive. Okay, questions? One more? So there's one more type. There's one where it's positive at the end, but negative in the middle. So why don't you guys do that one on whiteboards? Okay, so let's check this one out. Let me change my color. Okay. So I have an A and an A makes A squared. Let's start going through. 2 times 8, is that going to get me an 8? No. 3 doesn't work. A 4 and a 4? 4 and a 4 is going to get me 8. So 4, I need to make 4A. Let me change my color again. I've got 4A and another 4A. They both need to be negative in order for this to be a negative 8. So this is going to be negative and this is going to be negative, and I'm going to double check. So I want this to be negative 8. Negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, you guys are all thumbs up. Let's do it. Ooh, low battery. Shoot, shoot, shoot. All right, let's go back to a double bubble. So I want you guys to put this on your desk. All right, put this on your desk, and we're going to compare and contrast a double bubble. 2, 1. We're going to go ahead and compare and contrast these. I'm going to start you guys off. So these are both the same graph. Right? They're just in different forms. This one has been FOILed, right, or multiplied. And this one has been factored. Can you guys, oops, I want to change my color. What color you guys want on the right side? Purple. I got purple. So this one is, what color do you want on the other side? I got it, green. If you're ever absent, Lucas, I'll make sure to talk to you, okay, in the video. Okay. So this is foiled. Oh, I know I should watch what I say when I get sarcastic, huh? Oh no, it's recording again! Okay. Alright, so you just have to fast forward through the double bubble part, right? Okay, so you guys go ahead and come up with as many as you can that you can compare and contrast. I'll give you like about 2 minutes. Work together. Gotta get it on film. Okay, so Philip, what do you see? Which one tells you the axis of symmetry? The left one. The right one? The left one? The right one. Why? It gives you the zeros. So this one would be, what would the zero be? -2. Because when you set it up to 0, it becomes, when you set x plus 2 up to 0, x becomes -2. What's the other 0? Good, -1. So this one gives you the zeros. I know. Okay, so then how could it give you the axis of symmetry? Good. So if I have a graph, and if I'm at -2, I need a graph that's bigger for this. Like, we're going to make my double bubble really big right now. Let's just do it. Let's get a graph in here. I think this is a graph. Awesome. So, you can't really see it. Okay, so let's make this one. Let's make this one, and this 2, and this one, and this -2. I'm sorry, -1 and -2. So the talking behind me needs to stop. So if I have a 0 at -2, that would be right here. And if I have a 0 at -1, that would be right here. So my axis of symmetry is going to have to be right in between them. Correct? So where would that be? If this is a 1, isn't this a half? And wouldn't this be another half? So let's count how many halves we have. 1, 2, 3 halves. So my axis of symmetry is at -3 halves, or you could say -1.5. Yes. No. But I'm not teaching you formulas. Okay? With just looking at it, if you did use a formula, you could find the axis of symmetry with this one. It doesn't mean it's wrong, but I really need you to understand it conceptually. Okay. So, guys, why would you use a formula to find the axis of symmetry with this when I can just look at it and know what it is? What? Guys, you can use a formula and do math wrong. Am I going to do math wrong by looking in the middle? Right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't go wrong by looking at it. You can go wrong by using -b over 2a. Do you see what I mean? Oh, Tristan, you're funny. Okay, let's move on. Okay, So what else is this? So this one gives me the axis of symmetry. Let me just write that down. The axis of symmetry. And what does the other one give me? It gives me the y-intercept. Good. It needs to be pretty because this one's the one that's going up. Y-intercept. Does it give us anything else? It really doesn't give us anything else. But you know what both of them can give us? The answer. Both of them tell me whether or not it's pointing up or pointing down based on whether or not the graph is positive or negative. And that would be right. Those pieces of information, don't like how that turned out. Those pieces of information would be, let's put it in orange. This one right here, that would be right here in front. What's in front on these, both of these? Coefficients positive. Lucas, I hear too much talking from you. Okay. All right, questions. Anybody have anything else to add that they found? No? Okay, let's move on. All right, so today students will be able to factor, identify the axis of symmetry, and y-intercepts. That's the same thing that we did on Monday, only today we're going to have a coefficient greater than 1. Okay, so pencils down. Let me show you this one first. Ooh, before I do this, I got to do this. Let's see. Okay, guys, I need you to stop talking, and I need you to pay attention. Everybody's up here. Okay. Sorry, I need to look at this one more time. How do I simplify that? Philip? Distributive property. I like it, Tamari. Thank you. So distributive property, what am I doing when I'm distributing? Multiplying. No, we're not just distributing. We're multiplying, right? So 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 2 is 4. What if I want to do it in reverse? You take out the 2, and then you what? Divide. The inverse of this, if this is multiplication, this one is division. So aren't we really dividing both of them by 2? So when I divide the 2 by 2, I get the x, and when I divide the 4 by 2, I get plus 2. Let's try another one. What about let's see if I can, I'm going to continue over here. What if I gave you 3x minus 6? Do it in your head. This is super important right now. So I would divide both of them by 3, and I would get x minus 2. Go a little bit harder. Thumbs up, thumbs down. How are we doing? Good? Okay. What about this one? How about you show me on your whiteboard this one? Show me that one on a whiteboard. I want to pull out a 3. A 3. I want to pull out a 3. That's the coefficient. I want to pull it out. All right, we're at almost 100% on a concept that's not really that easy. I'm very happy right now. So, all you guys did was divide by 3, divide by 3, Christopher. So when I divide by 3, it means end up with an x, and when I divide 2 and 3, I can't simplify that anymore, right? So it's just 2/3. See that? Okay. Let's move on. All right, so pencils down. So the first thing I want to do is, what did we say that this formula right here can give us, Philip? What is it? First, it gives us the zeros, then we can find the axis of symmetry. Perfect. Well, one of the zeros is, let's see, I'm going to use this. One of the zeros is x equals what? -2. The other zero is, this isn't 1x, this is 2x's plus 4. I don't want 2x's, I only want 1x. So I need to factor out that 2. It would be x plus 2. So in fact, we only have 1 0, right? Because they're both the same. Well, if I only have 1 0, how am I going to find it in between? I can't. There is no in between, so that must be the axis of symmetry. Right? Because if I have 2 zeros, I'd have to find what's between them. But I only have 1, so the axis of symmetry must go right through the middle of it. Right? Why can't I just divide by 2 for the 2x and the what? I did. That's all I did. I divided by 2. I divided this by 2 and this by 2, and I got 2 times the quantity of x plus 2. It's this one. This right here is equivalent to this. It's the same thing. It's just in a different form. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to FOIL to find the rest of it. So when I FOIL, I'm missing a red. All right. So when I FOIL, I take my 2x times my x, and I get 2x squared. Then I take my, I'm messing with all my colors here. Then I take my 4 times my 2, and I get positive 8. And then I use rainbows and checks. I've got 4x, and I've got 4x, which makes a total of 8x's. So the final thing I want to do is I want to find that y-intercept. Our axis of symmetry is at -2. My y-intercept is this last one here, right? So 0, 8. 0, 8 is right here. Since this is my axis of symmetry, that means there must be a point on the other side that's symmetrical, and I have my graph. And I try and make it as much of a U as I can rather than a, if it looks like this, it's going to look like absolute value, right? Try and put some type of a curve on it. Okay, questions? All right, let's do another one. I think you guys could do this one on your own. Graph that one for me. Okay, so I'm going to go pretty quickly so we can get through as many examples as possible. All right, the first thing I need to do is I need to find all my zeros. I know what one of those zeros are. It's right here. It's -1. But to find this other zero, I need to factor out that 3. And when I divide 3 by 3, I get x. And when I divide 6 by 3, I get -2. So see, Jamari, I'm just finishing it because it doesn't make any sense with it just being that. It's the whole thing. So my other zero is at 2. So I'm going to go over to 2. And like Angie so eloquently put, I asked her, you have it. You have the axis of symmetry. Explain it to your group how you got it. She said, it's in the middle. So if I go over 1 here, and then if I come over here and I go over 1, then I'm here, right? Well, what's in the middle of that? A half. So my axis of symmetry is 1/2. Like, it's not a state secret, right? It's just in the middle. Now, do you think if I did negative b over 2a, that would be an easy one to do if the answer is a half? You do? It's a formula. Okay. All right, so I've got my axis of symmetry. I've got my zeros. The only other thing I really need is my y-intercept, which is, where's my green? -6 times -1, right? I should do that with the blue. -6 times +1 is -6. Correct? That's how I find the last one. It's using the last one. No, guys, there is way too much chatting and having fun in math class. No, you're supposed to. Just making sure you're paying attention. Hold on. Before you guys start, because I think what this class does is you guys do such a good job at asking questions that you get me off topic and other people confused. So just let me finish explaining, and then we'll come back. I think that's what we need to do in this class, because you guys are the only class that does that. Okay, so -6 times +1 is -6. 3x times x, that's how we FOILed the last one, right? The first times the first is 3x squared. The last times the last is -6. Hold on. -6x and 3x makes -3x. And this is squared. Sorry. Okay, now I'll take, hold on, let me finish my graph and then I'll take questions. So if -6 is my y-intercept, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know I also have one on the other side. Guys, I am tired of talking over you. So this is a half and this is a half. I know some of you are itching to explain it to each other, and I love that. But you know what it does? It takes away from me explaining it, because people are processing as I'm talking, and when you hear all this chatter here and there, it breaks down people's concentration. Okay, so I just need you to not talk when I'm talking. That's why it says pencils down. You should say pencils down and mouths closed. Okay? All right, now I'm done with my graph. So can I take, got a y-intercept, I forgot to put that. It's at 0, -6. Now questions, please. Now everybody's afraid to ask questions. I didn't mean to scare you. Do you understand why I need it quiet? Okay, we want to do another one? Because we only have a few more minutes and then I have to start factoring. We have to go in reverse. I think we should just go to reverse, because you're going to have the same thing. Let's go from reverse. Okay, pencils down, that means mouth closed. I'm going to do one quickly in reverse. Okay, so this time the piece of information that I have is I have the y-intercept. The y-intercept is -5. 0, -5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm going to start with the easy part first. I'm going to say my last term and my last term have to be factors of -5. 5 is 5 times 1, no matter what. Or 1 times 5, doesn't matter. A 5 and a 1. I know I need an x and an x. Let me change my color. I know I need an x and an x in order to make x squared. Now I just have to figure out whether, let's see, there's only 2 different ways you can factor 4. Either 4 and 1 or 2 and 2. If I do 4 and 1, this is going to be 5x and 4x. Can I get -8x with a 5x and a 4x? No. Let's try 2 and 2. 2 and 2. 10x and 2x. I think I found something. If I have a 10x and I have a 2x, can I make them negative 8x? If I make the 10x negative, I could. So let's make the 10x negative. Where did the 10x come from? Right here. So that means if this is positive, then this one must be negative. And if this one's positive and that one's positive, that makes this one positive. Questions? Comments, concerns? Now I can find my zeros. Now these zeros are a little bit more tough. Let's copy this page right here so I can have it for my notes. So now I've just made a new page. Let's copy it and let's look at this part. I want to find zeros. So if I want to find the zeros, wouldn't I just factor out, let me erase this too, wouldn't I just factor out a 2? Because I don't want 2 x's, I only want 1 x. So I need to take that 2 away. How do we take the 2 away, guys? Divide it by 2. And so I got to divide this one by 2. And it looks like I'm going to have to divide this one by 2 as well, right? And I'm going to have to divide this one by 2. So I'm going to end up with x minus 5/2 and x plus 1/2. There's my 7-minute bell. Chasing the time. Okay. So, what's my 0 over here? 5/2. And what's my 0 over here? Negative 1/2. Just so you guys can see it really, really well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make, I should have made these different colors here. 5/2 and negative 1/2. I'm going to count by halves. So if I did that, this would have to be all the way down here, correct? If I'm counting by halves, then this will be 1/2 1, 1/2 1, 1/2 2, 1/2 3, 1/2 4, 1/2 5. I'm going to count by halves on to find my zeros. I have to go over negative 1/2. That's negative 1/2. Then I have to go over positive 5/2. 1/2, 2/2, 3/2, 4/2, 5/2. Let's find the middle. Go over 1, over 1, over 1, over 1, over 1, over 1. I just found my axis of symmetry right there. The middle, right, Angie? I go to the middle. All right, and we're done. We have another point right here that we could put if we wanted to, because it's, oops, sorry, one over one more, right? Symmetrical. And then we, wow, that was awful. That was really bad. Okay, I have to do it like this because I can't see when my arm is in the way. It's harder than it looks, guys, believe me. If we had more time, I would love for you to try, Lucas. Okay, now question. Oh, my axis of symmetry, I forgot it. Is x equals what, folks? 1. If this is a half, then that's 1. Questions? It clears everything up? The 1/2 thing? You didn't know that? So 1/2, 2/2, 3/2, 4/2, 5/2? Oh, gotcha. Yeah, we were going by halves. I don't like formulas, period, because you can't make sense of them. It's memorization. I would rather, Common Core is understanding where it comes from. Anybody can throw you a formula, but it's whether or not you know what to do with it. Okay, so, you like that? All right, we have a few more minutes, so can I see if you guys can factor this one? Guess which one I would start with, the 6 or the 2x? Why would I start with the 2x? No. So, can anybody tell me why you'd start with 2x? Because it's prime. You can only get 2x and x. That's the only option. 2 and 1. That's the only way of x factor, 2 factors. It's 2 and 1. So you guys try it on whiteboard. Let's see it. All right, let me show you. Write down. Okay, so 6. 6 starts with 6 and 1. Is 6 and 1 going to work? Let's see. 6x and 2x. Yeah, that's not going to get me what I need. So let's do 2 and 3. Is 2 and 3 going to get me what I want? 2x and 6x. That's not going to do it, so I need to switch them. So we'll put the 3 here and the 2 here, and let's figure it out. It does matter, because look at this is 3x, and this is 4x. How could I make, guys, how could I make 3x and 4x negative x? Which one of these would have to be negative? The negative 4x. So let's follow the rainbows. Where is it going to go? Where is it going to go? It's going to go right there. The positive, where is it going to go? It's going to go right there. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Guys, watch again. There's too much talking. Oh. If I multiply 2x times negative 2, I get negative 4x. If I multiply positive 3 times a positive x, I get positive 3x. 3x and negative 4x makes negative x. That's why I'm telling you, when you have that negative, you've got to follow it over and see where it goes. It doesn't go there. It goes right there. It's got to make the outside negative. The inside is going to be positive. One more? Yeah, please. Why would you not want to do one more? What about that one? Okay.